Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and this is Eddie Marcus again. This video is meaningful to me, and I'm making it to be meaningful to you. Stress and anxiety. It's a bullet to death. All of these years, I've spent so much time trying to make a difference, not just in my life and those that are close to me, but a life that it was exciting enough that the broader community would embrace. I have not been able to do that. I've done what I could, I've spoken. But as I look around me, I've seen nothing but the opposite effect. Nevertheless, the stress and the anxiety is taking a hold of me, and it's killing me. I go to the doctor and I find that my blood pressure is so high, and the only thing they can give me is medication. I don't care how often I check my blood pressure, it's always going to be above the levels that have been considered safe. Always. Morning, noon, and night, my diet, whatever, it's there. And I'm asking myself, why is this? I mean, I'm dizzy. Then I find out that stress, anxiety really does. And I want to be able to say something to you, perhaps what we call a message that's genuine. So I spent my time, I wanted to talk about this. And I wanted to say to all of my friends and my family who have heard me speak and say I'm too angry. I just want them to know that the anger that you hear from me is the love that I feel for you. The anger is at what I see robbing you. And the truth of the matter is now, ladies and gentlemen, I was working on that speech this morning, and it dawned on me. It dawned on me when I checked my blood pressure again. And I saw here again it's way above the norms. And I'm thinking to myself, what is this all about? What is this all about? I have given you my story. I got thousands of videos that I've given you my story, and that's all I can do. I can't force you. I can't make you do anything. I have listened to your prayers. I've heard you ask for the things that are readily available to you, but you can't see them. You can't move in that direction, and it seems there's something there that's so blinding that it's an obstacle that would not permit you to make any movement in the direction of that you're praying for. And so I'm thinking, well, no need of stress, no need of the anxieties, because what you need is what I need. It's what all of us need. And so what I want to say to you, ladies and gentlemen, is this. I have said that we are living in hell. Wake up every morning, that's all you hear. Talking about hell, talking about the troubles, talking about the pains, talking about the sufferings. Then you might hear people talking about, well, what we should do is this and what we should do is that. And then sometimes you hear people say, we tried this and we tried that, but this is the outcome. And you still find yourselves in a deep hole of stunk. But you know what, ladies and gentlemen, as I think about it, all of these years, I talk to you like this because I know who you are. How do I know who you are? Because I know who I am. I'm not perfect, and I know darn well you aren't either. I sin, and I know darn well you sin. We might do different sin, but sin is sin. And it makes you no different, no better than we are. So what I want you to know, ladies and gentlemen, that we are what we are. We talk about colors as if we don't know the meaning of color. The meaning of color is the same meaning that you get when you see flowers. We ourselves are, though we are human beings, but we were made with special distinctions, and all of them make us great and unique for the purpose for which we were made. Blackness all the way to how white you can get are nothing but reflections of the imagination of that power that made us so that we could represent the beauty of that mind and not ours. All we have to do is accept who we are. I look at it, ladies and gentlemen, it bores me. It bores me when I think about all that we live for, all that we live for. And what other things that we live for? We live for to be happy, to have joy in our lives. We want to make sure that those things that we deal with every day that are so essential are met. We want to make sure that we're never hungry, never ragged, never homeless. We want to make sure that we are somewhat decently educated, intelligent. We want to make sure that if anything is wrong with us, we got somewhere we can go and things will be made right. Every last human being on the face of the earth made that way. Nobody wants to go get sick and die. Unless he's gone through some troubled times trying to live. We want peace, we want prosperity, we want freedom. We want the joy. And we want our dreams to come true. We want our needs. You've heard me say it. We want our wants. We want our desires met at our leisure. And ladies and gentlemen, that was the way it was designed from the beginning. That's the way it was made. That's the way it is intended to be. And we are supposed to be tools and agents representative of that sentiment to guarantee that it goes no other way. Why? Because we're in the process of creating with the power that created us. Using our tools, using our gifts to send us the way that creation is designed for us to go. But here we have gone our own way. Rather than all of us enjoying the life somehow, some way, it was thought that if all of us are living alive and having such a wonderful life, how much wonderful would it be if some of us could do better than the rest? Because why? I thought of it. I'm better. And whoever you need to help you achieve that end, then they are better. And being better means we'll get more. Now, what does it take for you to get more? It takes you to steal, to be greedy. That's what it takes. Now, because the way the plan is designed, baby, we all got what we need. We all got what we want. We all got what we desire, except now something has happened and we do not have enough. We're not satisfied. And how you're going to get it? You got to break the rules. You got to lie. You got to cheat. You got to steal. You got to be willing to kill. You got to be willing to tell those that you need to give you the representation, the loyalty that they need in order to achieve what they are out to achieve, that if they don't support you, you will take their lives. You got to be willing to do that and follow through. As an example to those who refused to obey. That's the challenge. Well, what happened? Somebody said, I'll just step over here and try this. And what happened when you tried it? It was different. Somebody said it's so good when you're stealing it. You tried. Now you're sneaking back every now and then doing what somebody else is not doing, stealing, cheating. And all of a sudden, it becomes to the extent something that's natural, kind of norm. Now all of a sudden, this is accepted, and what was that brought peace and prosperity to everybody else is being depleted. One of these nations called the New World, the United States of America, the chosen example to be a representative of all these wonderful things that everybody talks about. But ladies and gentlemen, I tell you this, out of everything I've heard in my living, I've heard no one speak about the joy of life, heaven on earth. I've heard no one speak about it in the realm that we are living in today. When I've heard it spoken, I've heard somebody wrote about it. They called it utopia. They throw that stuff in the trash. Can't believe that. That's just figment of your imagination. Well, we don't have it. And what happens? Those who are the richest people on earth, what does that symbolize? They tell you that means they were smart. No, ladies and gentlemen. They were crooks. The richest people on the face of the earth are crooks. Now, what do I mean when I say they're crooks? I mean they're blind. They are blind to the truth, and they're living a lie because it allows them to tell themselves that they're smart and they're ingenious. They are doing what started before. Lying and cheating and stealing, taking advantage, getting people to invest in, stock, get your cut. But at the same time, the masses are suffering. And what do? You build jails and prisons. How much more do you need to know that this is hell? So I say to you, ladies and gentlemen, this is it. There is a power that you can't see, you can't touch, you can't feel. It's an invisible power. It represents the best that any human can imagine, ready to live in any human that will bring it, give it space. But don't just give it space, allow that spirit to live outside of you so that all who are living in darkness can see what it means to walk in the light. And don't believe just because you see the Republicans in the United States that decided that they were going to stand up against this January 6th stuff that happened with Trump and how he's trying to overcome this nation with evil. They stood up against it. Now they have been put down. Why? Because they represented something that was good. Now who are putting them down? Those who for some reason, for whatever the reason might have been, gave in to evil. Now they are condemning. But let me tell you, I guarantee you, it is those that walked away from that evil that will be remembered. It is those that will be held up as examples for future generations to model themselves after. No one would want to be like Trump. No one would want to be like Manchin. No one would want to be like McCarthy. No one would want to be like Graham. No one would want to be like those who are standing by and saying it's okay to throw in trash, build back better, to forget the voting rights, forget the rights of human beings. No one would want to stand up and say that's what I am for or what I stood for. But anyway, I tell you what, I can say what I want to say. If you want peace on earth, you're going to have to bring peace on earth. You're going to have to stand up and represent peace on earth. That might mean that you got to go through some stuff you've never gone through before. Well, no big deal. Ask what happened on I-95 a few days ago. Sitting out on that highway, on that interstate, many of them have never gone through there before. But they have gone through the ordeal, and you know, many of them still surviving. You're going to have to go through stuff like that. Ask the people who've been persecuted and ran out of their country because of evil. All the world, man, hold it. Let me say this, ladies and gentlemen, before we get too far and this video stops. What I say to you, I said to myself. What I say to you, I say to every human being on the face of the earth, whether it's represented in the 333 million here in America or whether it's represented in the 8 billion on this earth, give or take a few. The message that I give to you is that you have the right to live with everything coming true for you, every last one of you. It was designed that way. Your problem is there are those that's taking it away. Taking away just like they would take away your right to vote. They take away that which God has given to you, but you allow it. Because in order for them to get away with it, you got to submit to it. And giving you a job is no excuse. Bringing you in, making you part of the sorority, or the fraternity, that's no excuse. Being scared is no excuse. You're going to go through everything that the genius went through as he did it. So what I'm saying to you is this. I am not the answer. No human being on this earth as an individual is the answer. The solution comes from where we can't see it, that we bring into our being and allow the rest of us to see it as we add to it. Until we can do that, we hell-bent. Now, we sitting there thinking about what Joe Biden, what the judge is going to say. Then you're going to look at the Department of Justice and see what Merrick Garland is going to say. As if it means anything different than what Mueller had to say. It means nothing, ladies and gentlemen, because whatever it is, you the people accept it. And if you don't want it, you don't have to accept it. And if you don't want it, you don't have to wait on their decisions. Now, evil is bold. Evil is given up. Evil would do anything. But I want you to know the difference between the two. God gives life. Those that know God know this. They don't worry about death. They see it as an open door to the next life. But those that are blind, those that are being led by from purgatory, they don't know that. And they figure the only way that they can do anything is to be willing to be as destructive as they can possibly be. And it is that destruction which gives them the authority. That's why they can say, these are our streets. They killed for them. They did everything they could to get them. And so they're claiming them, only to find out one day, at the right moment in time, it was all worthless and useless. I'm through with this, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, I've been talking, and the stress has been, you can pick up on it. The anxiety, though, is what I'm fighting against. I'm going to try to be still and let God. Thank you.